Welcome to the Dare to Air Aerial Dance Challenge Week 2. I wanted to thank all of you guys who have participated, who have shared the videos, who have commented and created a sense of community. All of what I saw was so cool and innovative and creative, and I just love everything I saw. So let's dive into our Week 2 choreography. This song is Strings by Scary Monsters, and the first move is a climb. It's kind of a twirly whirly climb that ends in a leg lock, dancer's lock specifically. And then the other is a move that I really love from a single leg lock. And you get to make all sorts of cool shapes, and I'll show you what I do. I'll talk you through it. If you don't find it, if you want to experiment, if you want to create your own shapes, I highly encourage that. Diving right into the screen share for this week. You'll see me right there. I'm going to take this over to the side so you can see what I'm doing. I am starting to wrap one leg, and I'm going to put on a dancer's lock on one side. So there's 1 and 2. If you can't lift your leg that high, no worries. You can also start this climb already from a dancer's lock in the air on one side. So no worries about that. So we have 2 wraps, and then we step on the fabric coming up. So what I do here is I give myself a little spin and I bring that leg back. That's my stylization. You can feel free to create your own shapes. I wrap for 1, and then you can see that I am turning my knee into the side. I'm going to kind of keep rotating, let that knee sink down, really sink it into a very deep lunge position. And the fabric is going to come to the side of your foot, opposing the instep. So you see me bring that knee in, I sink down, the front fabric comes towards the inside of the thigh, and I'm really pushing into that, pressing down into that back foot. You can see where it is on my foot. So it's kind of like not quite in the center, but very nearly. And then from here, I'm going to take a balance. If you work on split balances, this is something that you may want to experiment with. If you haven't been working on split balances, you can kind of take your hands and hold on, but just test how it would feel, but don't actually take your hands off. And if you are going to play with this, make sure you have a nice cushy, a mat under you that's going to offer you some real protection. So from here, I'm going to put my hands higher than my head. I'm going to pull myself up a little bit, and I'm lifting the knee into my chest to very gracefully take that off. Your ability to do that may depend on how hot it is where you're training, if you're training outside. When you're sticky, the fabric is harder to deal with. So now what I'm doing here is I'm rolling into the tension and lifting my hips. Then I'm going to pull my feet under me. You can make your own shapes here. And I'm going to sink my way into that foot, hand to the fabric, wrap. And then as I stand up, I'm going to take my foot with me, or you can wrap that from standing. Again here, I'm pushing that down on my foot, turning the knee in and down to the ground. And look where my knee is relative to my foot and the fabric. It's really far down there. And lifting, turning, taking that leg through. You can make different shapes each time you go through this. It's kind of fun to experiment with and play. If you don't have a lot of height, you might just do 1. And then I'm going to come up, and here I'm going to get ready to wrap for the second move. So if you saw that, that's a little cheat. It was sticky that day. And this is going to be a single leg lock. I have a technique to get into that. If you like that and you want me to talk through that, go ahead and tag me, and I'll make you guys a separate video on how to get into a leg lock in a fancy way. Coming up, I'm going to take my free hip through. This is move 2 here. And I'm going to come out to the wrapped leg side. Leaning out, hands are head height. taking that leg around for a rond de jambe. And then from here, I'm going to keep, or first I'm going to push that fabric down in the leg. And then I'm going to keep rotating wrapped hip, wrapped leg side. First, flamenco, the free leg arm. Leg comes through, and then you're going to flip your torso over, taking it through the fabric. From here, I make a little back archy shape. I push the fabric down the leg once again, and I sink down. Now you can make your own shapes here. I chose to add a little spin. And then from here, I take both hands on the fabric closest to my face, or maybe I don't. I'm going to push out, and then I'm going to take the leg up and wrap the foot around. And you can keep a hand on there. Maybe you want to open up into a split. If you do work with a shelf split, you might want to try that out. Again, you can feel free to keep one hand on, or you can keep that leg bent. Make good choices that feel good for your body and where you are. This is more about the dance than it is about, pushing your limits in this capacity. This is not about the moves as much as it is about the dance. So then we're going to pause there. Then I kind of just unwrapped myself. So let's go through that one more time. Here I am. I wrap the foot twice and place it under the foot. From here, one hand to each fabric, and push off the ground, come up any way you want, lift the leg, take one wrap, push that fabric down to the ankle, roll the knee over into the fabric, sink down, connecting the foot to the fabric. So you might think about like sickling into that fabric a little bit. Lift up, knee comes up, release the front, wrap, rotate over into the tension, getting that under your foot. So that is your leg lock. And bringing the fabric, bringing your weight back under you with the shape of choice. If you have the space, coming up and doing that one more time. Wrap the foot, stand up, or stand up and wrap the foot. Push the fabric down, rotate inward. And you can maybe start seeing what it would take to balance. You don't need to take your hands off. You can make pretty shapes right there, or you can just keep moving through it rather than taking a pause. And then I'm going to come back up after two of those and take my single leg lock off. And putting both fabrics onto my right side. Standing up, separating the fabric. I'm going to bring my wrapped hip, which is my right hip, through, both hands on the front fabric. Leaning out to my wrapped, to my right side, and then I'm going to push the fabric down the foot. Hips up, keep rotating, wrapped hip side through, flamenco the hands. Leg comes through, free leg comes through, bottom arm, wrapped leg arm comes through. Now I'm in a back archy position and pushing the fabric down towards my ankle and coming over, legs together, grab tail, spin. And then I'm going to take one hand on each fabric and I'm going to pull up and lean back, taking my leg with me, wrapping the free foot, my left foot around. And then if you do the shelf splits, you can take that leg off, keep a hand on, or find your balance if you really do train those shelf splits pretty regularly. And leg comes down, torso comes up, we're going to unroll for 1, we have 2, and then from there, we kind of do a third half turn with that upper body. All right, loves, I'm excited to see how it goes for you. I can't wait to see your videos. Tag me, let me know if you need anything, and don't forget to post these outside of the group on Facebook and Instagram. Tag us. I have an exciting announcement. We have some prizes that we haven't really talked about, and that will be coming to you over the next couple of days. I will see you in our Facebook group.